Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Got something a little special for you today. This is something I put together a few years ago. And like the title says, this is a Carabiner Survival Kit. And this actually has more items in it than what you would normally find in an Altoids tin survival kit. Just put it together a few years back, decided to share it with you guys. Maybe it'll inspire you to come up with something similar. Who knows? But let's take a look at this jumbled mess. Now, first of all, I normally keep this jumbled mess as neat as possible with a Ranger band. And this is just inner tube bike tire that's been cut. Honestly, I would say do it yourself. Do not order Ranger bands online, with one exception, and I don't think the guy is selling them anymore since this was put together years ago. With one exception, every single place I have ordered Ranger bands online, they have arrived stiff as hell with some sort of white powder coating. Anyway, what I'm saying is I got ripped off. So yeah, inner tube bike tire, cut your own, basically make your own. These work well. An easier option is to get a really wide rubber band, use that. Or the next time you're at the supermarket, hopefully you like broccoli, because those rubber bands used to hold broccoli together, they make an excellent substitute in this particular case when it comes to Ranger bands. Yeah, those broccoli wads, excellent substitute. So I decided to take the Ranger band off, but normally this is on here and it covers up everything except the carabiner clip, and it holds it all pretty tight and somewhat neat. But let's take a look at the items I've got on here. Let's see here. And here's the first item. This is just well, I'd say it's a medium-sized carabiner clip, but a large one would probably be better. And as you can see, not for climbing, 150 pounds of weight. So definitely enough to hold all this. But yeah, a medium to large size, cheap carabiner clip. You can get this at any hardware store. Down here, we have a split ring. Yeah, also any hardware store. Now, if you're going to put something like this yourself, depending on the items, you might want to go with a significantly bigger and slightly thicker split ring, just to make sure, because this stuff is surprisingly heavy. Still, all these years later, this one works. Okay, so the carabiner clip is attached to one end of the split ring. On the other end, we have, this a lot heavier than I remember. Here we have braided mechanics keyring. Sometimes it's marketed as an aviator's keyring, but usually a mechanic's keyring. It's basically all braided metal all the way around, and this particular one is coated. Now, you can find these at Lowe's Hardware, and it's available in 2 flavors, orange coating or blue coating. I happen to have the orange, so I went with that. But yeah, if you need to release anything that's on this particular survival kit, here's the release. You just rotate that, and it opens up and unthreads. So yeah, very useful. Obviously, you can use it for other things besides a somewhat odd survival kit. But yeah, this is a very strong attachment point. And hold on a sec while I reattach this. Trust me, guys, it's a lot easier to reattach than what it looks like. I'm just doing this in front of a camera, not really the best idea. So let's take a look at the various items I've got here. Let's start on this side. Here you have an Acme black plastic whistle, relatively flat. Now, when it comes to plastic, flat, compact survival whistles, this is one of the best you can get, both in terms of durability. Yes, it is a plastic whistle, so it can break. In the winter, it can freeze up and crack, but I haven't had any issues over the years. And yes, it does come with the split ring attached, as you see here. Just a very loud, excellent, flat, black plastic whistle. Now, I'm not going to blow it, but trust me, very, very loud. All right. Next item we have is a mini Sharpie. And the nice thing about this one is that it detaches very easily, obviously. So this you can take off of the mechanic's keyring, or yeah, the mechanic's keyring, and write with it. Works well. And if you pull hard enough, you can detach it with the clip in place from this attachment point. So you can clip this to a pocket if you need to. Now, this is great in case you need to mark a trail or write a note to someone if you were separated from your group and maybe they're looking for you. Comes in very handy and certainly puts out a thicker line than a pen or a pencil. Okay, next item. And some of these do get jumbled up. Okay, here is a micro light. Now, this particular one is an Innova micro light that was released years ago. And there's no button. The way this works is you take your thumb and you swipe, and it's supposed to turn on. Now, unfortunately, sometimes when a company makes an overly complicated product that's unusual just for the sake of being unusual, you'll have situations like this. Yeah, it doesn't work. And I suspect because something might have caused it to accidentally switch on and deplete the batteries. Basically, having a light source is a good thing, and I put it on this Night Eyes Tiny S-Beaner clip. So you can unclip this and use it by itself without having to take this whole thing apart. Now, like I said, the problem is this was a bit of innovation that Innova and Night Eyes, since Night Eyes bought Innova, yeah, little too much advanced tech, maybe released a little too soon. I'm not sure if this type of keychain light is even made anymore, but yeah, a coin cell keychain light with a push button feature, definitely a good idea. And let's see what's next on here. This is useful. You have a ferro rod, a very compact ferro rod glued to some magnesium. Now, I think I bought this either at REI or from a website called Survival Resources. And yeah, the gray is magnesium. You take your knife, you just scrape that off into a nice little pile. Make sure to have tinder and bigger pieces of wood nearby. And then here's your ferro rod. Take that coating off, strike it, and you've got fire. Very important. Every survival kit, even a micro survival kit, should have the ability to make fire. And we have it here. Okay, next one. Okay, this seems to be stuck. What the heck is it stuck on? Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. Like I said, guys, this was a few years back. So here we have a P51 can opener, or let's see, that's a P51 can opener with rubber band that is stiff as hell. Oh yeah, that's gonna snap apart. But you get a rubber band to hold the hook in place so it doesn't tear up the other items, and more importantly, when you reach for the entire thing, it doesn't tear up your fingers. But yeah, that old crusty rubber band needs replacing. P51 or P38 can openers, extremely useful, not just as can openers. And they're flat, easy to carry. I do recommend using the rubber band trick to hold the, for lack of a better term, blade in place. Okay, next we have, well, here we have a flat metal striker. This one, Coghlan's. And I took this off of a Coghlan's fire steel. Very inexpensive, but both work rather well. The Coghlan's fire steel is a little too big for this thing, but this striker, yeah. You basically take the small ferro rod and the striker off of here, and you use it. Next, now this weird looking thing here, this is a tick remover. Yeah. Basically, you place this down. If the tick is on your skin, center the tick here, and then pull back. Takes the tick right off your body quickly, easily. No need to use fire to burn the tick off of you and possibly burn your skin. This is, yeah, tick key. Might be worth picking up. Next, we have, okay, here we have a paracord bracelet. You can obviously take this off of the mechanic's keyring, put it on your wrist, and if you unravel this, you've got cordage. Great for lashing a makeshift shelter or a lot of other uses. You definitely need cordage out in the wilderness, and this gives you a really good amount. All right, what's next? This is, let me just take that off of there. Yeah. This is Uncle Bill's Silver Gripper Tweezers. A great pair of tweezers, great for getting splinters out of your flesh, and not bad as a tick remover. Now, it does come with this little base piece, and you just press the tweezers together, insert through here, insert in there, and this does a great job of holding the tweezers in place. They don't fall out. This I do highly recommend. Next, we have a mini Bic lighter. Still works after all these years. That's the great thing about mini Bics and Bics. Unless you get them wet, you can put one away, pick it up years upon years later, and as long as it's got fuel in it, heck yeah, lights up. Now, I modified this one with a paper clip, wrapped some tape around the body of the lighter, and then used the end of the paper clip as an attachment point. All right, next, okay. Yeah, this, woohoo. This is a BRK-R1 SC Zancudo knife. Now, I don't think SC actually makes it. I think there's a company that makes it for them. But yeah, frame lock, impressive knife, and honestly, way too big. If I was doing this all over again, I would probably use something like a Gerber Ultralight LST, the knife I basically featured in last week's video. This is just a little too big. Yeah, but excellent knife. Absolutely excellent frame lock knife. Okay. Is there anything left? Yes, yes. We have one of the absolute best mini compasses that you can get. This is the Mini Comp 2, and this is an orienting compass. I think I'm saying that right. You can literally place this flat on a map and use it. This is not some cheap piece of crap button cell compass. This is a high quality mini compass, absolutely worth it. Comes with this split ring attachment point. Let me just take a good look at this thing, make sure I got everything covered. Hold on. Just a sec, guys. Oh, yeah. I did miss one item. Signal mirror. Now, the reason why this signal mirror looks a little messed up, this is a mini signal mirror about 2 inches by 2 inches, has an attachment point. What you're looking at is the plastic protective covering on both sides. I decided no need to peel it off because it's just going to get badly scratched up. So I left the plastic protective covering on both sides, which is why it looks so bad in the video. But yeah, when it's time to use it, peel off the plastic, use it like a regular sized signal mirror. And that's it, guys. But as you can see, everything is covered with a few extra items tossed in. As far as the absolute essentials, you've got fire making, you've got a cutting tool, you've got cordage for making shelter, and you've got a whistle and a signal mirror for signaling. And as far as land navigation, you've got one of the best mini compasses made out there. And like I said, a couple of extra items. Very useful, very handy. This was just a small project that I put together myself a few years back. If you want to, you can make something similar. And yeah, keep it in your car. If you find yourself in a survival situation, clip this to a belt loop and hopefully survive. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys soon. Please continue to take care. It's still dangerous out there.